Hello everyone, I just got all my stuff fixed so my brother won't annoy me anymore. And well, I had to go back to school because I had to do some schoolwork. So, which is why I'm recording this at now 3 o'clock after school. So, yeah, as I had said in my last video, there will be or if you want to read the description, there will be 3 videos being posted today. So, or at least 2 videos I should say to be more exact. Or, how should I say it? Like, I did the last episode, and then, which only goes to whenever I was making Mineta, basically like, oh shit, in the short form. And, yeah, we'll cut to after that. We'll more or less think of that as part 1, and this will be as part 2. Or I'll just say this is the part 1 of, that was part 1 of part 1. And this is going to be the part 2 of part 1. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So you actually could be getting another episode of this today. So kind of like 3 episodes. Aren't you guys getting a good treat? Though, I basically made this harder for myself. Whatever. So, you cut back to everyone getting out and going off. Yes, also, the dorms are in this, seeing it as a college. So whenever they do go back to Deku's room, or they finally are able to do that whole room showing, Deku's room is not as, what's the right word? Extravagant as the other rooms. Yes, he does more or less has his 2 weapons there. He is saying, alright, you have to stop doing this, and almost touching the guns and about to throw them out the window. Deku immediately punching him in the nose and just saying no, with him just disassembling the gun very quickly. Him just saying, now it ain't a weapon. So yeah. Though he always keeps his 911, I believe, or is it 1911, on him at all times. Yes, he does have a license for it. So yeah. And after a more time, everyone does the reaction. Also, what was in Deku's room? I should have said that. Well, Deku's room was more or less a military-looking themed. It had more or less not bodyguard, but more or less one of those like dummies you can just punch at. Though instead of it being plastic, it was still made of plastic, but it was made of a more durable plastic, and had a lot of shock absorption. Seeing he does have a metal arm. So yeah. With his arm being consistently checked out. And you do have 1 week later. The 1 week later is about the USJ event, as we all know. And Deku does come there with his whole getup and equipment. And he does look like this, though, as I explained in the last video, he has his more or less Infinity War look with his hair, and he doesn't have that mouth mask. Yes, he does look like this in the picture, though it's just minus we'll change the hair, and the face mask, remove that, and without the sniper in the background. So, yeah. And, Kirishima still points out the villains are attacking. Deku looking at Zawa, and Aizawa just stating, no killing. Deku just nodding his head, just saying, alright, and them jumping off, and beating the living hell out of everyone. Deku using his metal vibranium arm as a shield for any incoming attacks like bullets and stuff like that. Though, very much so, though he does have lethal bullets, though he's shooting at non-lethal spots. Or at least spots that can more or less render them useless. Like, they're not calves. Like anything that needs them, it's very hard to move them. Like if you were to shoot someone in the foot, they couldn't really walk on that foot. At least not anymore. Or at least for a little bit. I should say to me, better example. So yeah, when he does eventually run out, he does more or less use his grenade launcher, which they took out about a good chunk of them. Shigaraki getting annoyed and, well, sending them off everywhere, and including Deku. Though Aizawa is still there and fights off everyone. Because, well, they are meant to, well, kill like Eraserhead. So he thinks, well, he's separate and doesn't have any help, we can kill him. Which ends up deleting, well, he basically got destroyed because the Nomu is also there. So, yeah. And, well, if you ever saw, well, Aizawa has his own injuries, he's at that point. Though, seeing Deku is, they don't really know his quirk, though they only know he's a military asset. Where when Shigaraki does teleport him, he actually teleports him to a city area. Deku immediately, well, I said he used all his bullets. I didn't say on there, I actually should have been more specific. He used all his bullets on the clips, or at least the clips he had in the gun. So they're at ammo. With Deku putting his, well, arrow to his back, or the gun he was using in the movie, as I explained in the last episode, putting it on his back and taking out reloading his pistol, reloading it, and putting it. Also, who's with him? Actually, it changes at least a little bit for the USJ event. Seeing Deku's more, well, they want to get him more out in the open and actually kill him or capture him. With several people with quirk enhance, with body enhancing quirks, not like All Might or muscular, just more like, oh, it makes you stronger, stuff like that, and other new quirks that I can remember or that I didn't make up. Think of it as you wish. Though Deku's bodies, most of them, yes, he does get hurt a little bit. He's not invincible. He still gets hurt, even if his metal arm is, well, made of vibranium. Though still, it's very. So yeah, him getting at least wounded in the gut, or at least punched in the gut, getting some cuts and bruises around his face or some bruises around his face, and some of his cuts around his legs and arms. The arm that doesn't have the metal arm, the non-metal arm. So, yeah. And you do have, well, Deku and, or at least Deku finally finishing off that. Coming back very limpy. Him seeing, well, everyone there. Suyu and Mineta, basically Suyu just jumped over and had Mineta. So, yeah. So then nothing really happened there. And he does see Suyu, Mineta, and some of the other people like Bakugo, Todoroki, because they all just got back. Them seeing Deku, and Deku being very limpy. Bakugo's just saying, oh, can you not, are you that weak, you get hurt from some villains? Deku's saying, 1, those villains were actually very hard. 2, get your ass out of your head, Bakugo, we're facing villains. And 3, shut the fuck up and fight. Him not caring about his wounds anymore, or at least him getting some bandages, more or less. Yeah, he didn't do anything pleasant. Him at least putting a wrap around his arm and going into fight, which inspires some other people like Todoroki, not really Bakugo. He just pissed at, he's going first and saying he'll take all the glory. Yeah. So Todoroki and some other people, Kirishima, are inspired, and Kirishima just calling it manly. Which, yes, Aizawa is still, well, in a very injured state, though they did come in and more or less help him from dying, like in the regular show. And Ida, yes, did leave, though, after he came back. And how did he come back? Well, Kirishima more or less, like, break a little hole through the gate. It wasn't opened, it was just a hole. So, yeah. So they at least have 5 minutes before everything happens. Shigaraki just staying, get the Nomu. And, yeah. The Nomu coming out, and Shigaraki just says, get him. Shigaraki dead-eyeing Deku, him just saying, what the hell was that thing? And, well, reloads his grenade launcher, or at least gets his primary off of his back, and loads the grenade launcher, shooting it in the face, knocking its head back a little. Though him putting his head back straight, dead-eyeing Deku. Deku saying, oh god, I need more. I need a real grenade launcher. And running like hell. Though the Nomu, or not, at least not running like hell, though him trying to dodge the Nomu. Him doing so a couple of times. Though he can't consistently do this because he is injured. And he does get his actual real arm, grabbed by it, and the Nomu breaks it. Takes him to Nomu. Shigaraki getting something in his back pocket. Deku realizing what this is, and he sees the book, the name of Russian Bible on it. Not it being offensive, it just says that on the book. And Deku doesn't even care at this moment. He doesn't care if he kills. Him raising the 1911 to the Nomu's head, destroying it. He unloads the full clip into it. And the Nomu falls. Deku just saying, isn't it stupid that you had a... Also, why didn't you do that before? Well, he was kind of broken arm, lots of pain. Couldn't think straight. Though he more or less... He's basically a machine. So he just sucked it up and got back to a fight. Or in a fighting mindscape. So, yeah. Also, I might do a cool what if about Bell soon. And it is a more... Yes, it does tie into some things about the Daimonji universe, because they are Greek. They're Greek gods, so you might see something related to the old-fashioned Greeks. It could be Spartans, it could be he's Athenian, it could be as well he's a demigod. Seeing demigods are from the Greek history. So you can all make your own theories. Also, it doesn't... I'm saying this now, Kratos or anything related to God of War, it's not in it. I understand that Kratos is a part of the Greek world, though that's from a video game. I'm talking about real world. Like if you were to go into a history book about ancient Greek, I'm talking about that kind of book, or that kind of history. Nothing like God of War or stuff related to games. So yeah. Though I really think you all would know about what I'm going to do. Though it's just guess. So yeah. And sorry for getting off note. Deku getting barely able to get up. Because, well, his arms are broken. The only thing he has good now is his metal arm. And he shot that with his pistol. Him just more or less putting his pistol away, grabbing a blade. Because he knows he can reload it. Because, well, you have one arm that's, well, you can't use it anymore until it's fully healed. And you can't really reload with one hand. Yes, he can't do it, though it's going to take time, and he doesn't have that time. Doesn't have that time. So him putting it away and grabbing a makeshift machete, or at least a combat blade. Shigaraki being, well, surprised that the Nomu's dead. Him being, what? How is he dead? How is the Nomu's dead? It was supposed to kill All Might. Deku remarking, just saying, All Might. Well then, you fucked up then. You are very stupid. You do have Shigaraki saying, shut up. And him telling Shigaraki to portal his hand to him. Him doing so, and well, it ain't pleasant. The knife that Deku had went straight into Shigaraki's hand, yeah, and it came out. A clean cut. Shigaraki just being pissed and getting his good hand, telling Kurogiri, though before he says it, Kurogiri just teleports him away and just leaves stating, we are the League of Villains. So yeah, Deku putting his knife, or more or less, doing that cool thing you can do with a samurai sword, taking all the blood off of it, putting it back in the holster, and going back to everyone, with most of the villains being taken out either by Bakugo and the other heroes. Because when All Might did come in, he saw Deku unload the full clip of it, and did see Deku, well, put that knife into his hand, and with him just saying the League of Villains, before All Might could do anything. Because why? Because I was so damn pleased. And plus, as soon as he got in, he was just saying, the one it just says, you have in the background just saying, I am here. Deku was just remarking, saying, you're late. Him just saying, sorry. And in a trying to forgiving voice, with Deku sighing and saying, alright, whatever. And limping towards him. I'm asking if it's okay. Deku just saying, I'll live. And yeah, Recover Girl being there and just seeing Deku and her just stating, you can't get hurt as this bad. With Deku just saying, oh, come on, I got once blown up by a rocket launcher. I survived. Her saying, how the hell did you survive that? Deku saying, I used my vibranium arm to do the most of the impact. And I do have a lot of scar from that explosion. Him opening up his vest and seeing all the little scars around his body, which would be the shrapnel parts. So yeah, her just saying, "Well, you're one lucky person." Deku saying, "I know, right?" With her just saying, slapping the back of her head, just saying, "But that doesn't mean you can't just get hurt like this." Deku saying, "Sorry, and I'll do better next time." Yeah. Also, what is the condition of? Well, Aizawa at this moment. He's seeing he got saved. He's not dead, though he is being tended to by actual medics. So, yeah. So, he's in the same state as he was before. So, after a little longer, they do go back home, and the 1 week later of them more or less chilling out their dorms and just waiting till everything cools over. At least the orders that the heroes did say. Or the principal of the UA did say, aka Nezu. So yeah, and after a little bit, they go back after the week, getting informed of the UA Sports Festival. Deku asking if he has to do it, seeing he doesn't have a quirk. With Aizawa just saying he doesn't have to do it, though it would be nice to actually see if so people can see that there is a way to, well, be stronger. Or at least a quirkless person can be stronger. But I'm just saying, you realize I'm technically cheating in that I have a metal arm. And I'm saying, yes, but you're experimental, so it doesn't count. Deku Sang is just saying, whatever. So, yeah. And, honestly, I'm not sure to go after this. I need to think for a second. And with a little bit later, you know what? I'll put in this as a filler episode afterwards, so I can get the ship in. With you do have Deku and his arm in a cast. It's in a more or less. It's not completely broken. It's more or less fractured at the moment. Yes, Recover Girl did heal it, though Deku was also tired, so she couldn't recover a lot of it, or the full amount of it. So yeah. And with, well, Deku in a cast with his metal arm trying to cook in the dorms area. What is he cooking? He's cooking mac and cheese. The actual way, not the microwave way, the actual boiled pot. Jiro coming out and asking what is he doing. With a noticeable mother. Jiro quickly coming back and seeing Deku with a pot on the ground. Him just also, why he has a metal arm, shouldn't that be counting? Well, I need the ship done, and he more or less lost his grip. It's made of metal, so it's slipperier. I'll just say that for my own sake. So yeah, Jiro seeing the, pot of, it was more or less he was just setting it up at the moment. With Jiro asking, what the hell are you making with the spilled water on the ground? Him just saying, mac and cheese. Her saying, mac and cheese. Him saying, mac and cheese. So yeah, him grabbing it up, looking at it, and just realizing it's not that damaged. It's just a tiny dent on the tip of it. Like where you have that little rim. Yeah, it just got engraved a little. And he does fill it up and actually puts it on the stove and heats it up. Him having a conversation with Jiro. leading to a, do you want to go on a date, Jiro? Jiro blushing out of, well, wait, what? And Deku chuckling at that, just saying, you realize you're very bad at, well, hiding your crush, right? Jiro slapping the back of his head, just saying, rude. Deku just chuckling at that, just saying, so, yes or no? With a blushing Jiro face, still just saying, sure. And Deku saying, alright, it's a date. Jiro going back to her room, closing the door, putting her, body against the door, and just saying, what the hell did I just do? Yeah, she's, thinking, wait, what should I wear? So, yeah. They really haven't talked about the date. He's saying, do you want to go on a date? Sure. And left it at that. Deku just realizing, I'll probably just take her to a nicer spot. To a cafeteria. So, yeah. And he did, though, before she did leave, he did ask her what time she does want to go at. Her saying around 9. Deku agreeing to that time and going off. Or at least finishing his mac and cheese. Yes, his mac and cheese. Eating it and getting ready. Because they were going to go to caf. And it was around 7, so he had 2 hours to prepare. Him going to the area and coming out in a nice, slightly, more or less a nice, not a suit, but more or less a nice set of clothing. Jiro coming out in nice, also clothing. With Baku saying, oh, are you two going on a date? With Deku just saying, yes, we are. And you aren't coming. Him saying, what? How do you get a girlfriend? You don't deserve one, you're quirkless. Deku just saying, you realize I had no chance of getting a quirk, right? I'm over 350 years old. Or sorry, I should say 325 years old. And quirks weren't really there at that time. So when you say, so it's not that fair for you to bombard me with I'm quirkless. Technically where I came from, I was normal. And you're, for me, abnormal. Though in this society now, you're normal and I'm abnormal. So fuck you. Jiro just saying language and come on. Deku saying, alright, fine. And them going off to their date. To a calf. Also, what is Jiro wearing? Well, she's seeing, she's wearing not a dress per se, but more or less wearing her jacket with, not like her hero suit. I'm trying to think of a nice way. It's kind of like a very nice t-shirt with some nice long ripped jeans with those like scuffs at the kneecaps with her jacket on and her fixing her hair to look the exact same thing as you see in the anime, just looking a little better. Deku more or less putting I think I explained this though, some actual jeans, non-ripped, a nice t-shirt with a, jacket over it. And them going off. Also, what kind of jacket? It's like those jackets you can have like a black t-shirt and something black on over it. Like you have those suits. That's a more or less jacket looking type of suit. So yeah. And them going on to their date. Them going to the cafe and Deku asking if she wants to go to that concert that's happening in an hour. Jiro just saying, wait, do you have... Deku just revealing 2 cards, asking if, how does he know? With her stopping that, Deku just looking at her like, really? I know this because you showed me your room. And yeah, Jiro does accept and is one of her second favorite people. Also, how did Deku get the card or those tickets? Well, he figured he was going to ask her at some point, so he got them early. So this man knew that he was going to go on a date, which is the respect. I respect that for him. Wait, what did I mean respecting myself? Saying I'm talking on the narrator. Too many questions. I'll get back to the story. Deku and them going on a date, or at least finishing up their date that night. Them getting wasted. Coming back and, when they do wake up, Jiro is in her underwear for a women's no racial comment there. I'm just stating underwear, as in a bra and underwear. Deku just wearing his underwear, and them waking up right beside each other. Them both thinking, wait, did we? Jiro, well, with Deku saying, no, we didn't. I was a little, I wasn't as, I was sober. I was more sober than you. Jiro just saying, alright. And her realizing, well, she's kind of not naked, but not wearing the most most, well, not a nice clothes that cover her body, not to say it nicely. Her putting her shirt and pants back on and going off to her room to change at least into more comfortable clothing and coming out. And yeah, after a little while, you do have Deku coming out with some more comfortable clothes, with them asking how did they, well, end their date. Them realizing they more or less kissed in bed and cuddled, because that's really all they did. And yeah, them just saying nothing. I took her out to the concert that she wanted to go to, and we got wasted. With you do have, well, he just saying you shouldn't do that. You are students of UA, a prestigious high school. Dick was saying, look, if I can't get wasted, then what's the point of living? With Kirishima just saying, damn right, and telling him, and asking, and you know what? Kirishima does drink also sometimes, and saying he can drink with him anytime he likes. Deku saying, yes, finally I have a drinking buddy. Aizawa is such a light drinker. With you do have, well, Kirishima asking what you drank with Aizawa sensei? Him saying, well, I'm technically older than him, so I'm technically an elder at this point. With you do have Bako just saying, oh really? How about tonight we drink a drinking contest between all three of us? Deku just saying, if it shuts you up, sure thing. And yeah. Skip to that night. They're all wasted as fuck. Not just those three. Everyone. Momo, Jiro, even Ida's soberish. Yes, he is drunk slightly and intoxicated, though he is soberish. Also, they're all over 18. YouTube. It's a college. So yeah. It doesn't matter. Even it doesn't matter. They're all drunk. But the next day, well, the same thing happened as the night before with Jiro and Deku. Though, I'll skip to Bakugo and, what? Yeah, to Bako. Him waking up to say, well, a black-haired girl in his bedroom, aka Momo. Them realizing they slept together, Momo blushing and just saying, And yeah, not what you expected, right? You were thinking Raka. Which Momo does the exact same Jiro did in before and just, went off. Though in seeing this is the second time Jiro has done this with a buck. Kind of did it with, slept with, Deku. She's more calm, though still we did it again, in her head. Though, when Deku wakes up, Jiro is still sleeping, and he just puts his hand on her hair and just says, beautiful. And saying, I could probably get used to this life. So, yeah. And after that, you do have, everyone waking up and being severely late. I saw asking why are they all late. Deku with them all being very heady and just saying, they're all better drinkers than you. I also think, wait, did you all get drunk last night? You have everyone just saying, yeah, in a very tired voice. Him face palming his face and saying, oh my god, I have a bunch of drinkers. And you do have him just saying, what do you mean they're better drinkers than me? Him with the Deku just saying, or everyone just saying, it took you 3 Coronas or 3 beers to get fully drunk and intoxicated. Him saying, oh, what about you? Him saying, it took me 30 drinks. Everyone looking at, yeah, that's how much Deku can drink before he's intoxicated. Bakugo capped over about 20, so yeah. Before he lost everything, after the 20th drink, he forgot everything. So, yeah. with, I saw explaining or doing a reminder of the sports festival with everyone just saying, yeah, whatever. So, yeah. And so, yeah. With them all going off to their dorms, instead of Deku going to his dorms, or he goes to his dorm, changes, and goes out. And, wow, he goes to the gymnasium, or at least the gym area, where the physical equipment is. Him doing that, talking to Kirishima more, because, he's training also. Also, he more or less trains his other arm. He can't really train his mechanical arm. The only way to do that is get better parts. And it's actually very high-tech as it is. So, yeah. With him just saying, you literally have a cheat code now. Deku saying, what do you mean? Him just saying, seeing you have to do less work, and less work, so you have one robotic arm. Also, how does it look muscular? Deku saying, it's how it was made. Honestly, I don't know how those stamps, those fucking scientists did it. Him saying the scientist, asking more about it, so Kirishima finally gets a full story of, while they're training, of what Deku went through, and yeah, he has even more respect for him. Like, his respect was at level 5, it's at a level 9 now. So yeah. With them talking more about, the USJ attack and stuff like that. And I think I'm going to leave that off there. So after this, I'm going to do the next part, or the new what if. And you all can suggest of what do you think it is. Also, this what if is going to come around about, I would say, about 10 o'clock, while the others are going to come around 8 and 8:30. So you have about an hour or two to at least guess and stuff like that. So in that hour or two, please comment. I really want to see your stuff. That you do comment. If you think it's Spartans, say Spartans. If you think he's Athenian, think Athenian. Or he could be a demigod of some sort. Who knows? He might be the son of Zeus. I don't know. There's a lot of options I could do. Though I already have one in mind. So yeah. I hope you all have a lovely day, lovely life, and wear a mask.